Hello and welcome back. Here we are with today's solutions. I gave you at the beginning of today a puzzle which involved a grid of 9 circles. And I said that these 9 circles create 3 rows, 3 columns and 2 diagonals. And those lines that we've drawn on the diagram show you each of those. And I said you're going to put the numbers 1 to 9 into those circles so that all of those rows, columns and diagonals add up to the same total. Okay, so I've written out my numbers 1 to 9 so that I can check which ones go in. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you where I would put the numbers. And the first thing I would think of is if I take all of these numbers together and add them up, I know that the total of all the numbers I'm going to put in is actually 45. Okay, now 45, if I think about the 3 rows going across, if those 3 rows have all got to add up to the same number, how many 3s can I get out of 45? The answer is 15. That means I now know that each of the rows, and therefore each of the columns and both diagonals, will have to add up to a total of 15. That's my first decision. That's a really big piece of information that we've got first. The second thing that comes to mind is the circle in the middle. The circle in the middle is the most important number. There are more lines going through the middle than there are going to any other circle on the board. So that number is the most important. The question is, which of my 9 numbers am I going to place in the middle? Do I place the biggest number? Do I place the smallest number? Do I place any number I like and just work around it? Or is there a plan to do this? Well, the number's in the middle. Circle, it's right in the middle. So when I look at my list of numbers in order, what's in the middle? 4 numbers before 5, and there's 4 numbers after 5. So 5 is in the middle. So 5 is the middle number. So I'm going to put 5 in the middle. That's nice and simple. Okay, so I've now got my centre number. That means when I look at each of the lines that go through the middle, I know that although they've got to add up to 15, there's a 5 already there, so each pair left to put in will have to add up to 10. And I've got lots of different ways of making 10. I've got 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, and 6 and 4. So I've got plenty of choice, which is just as well because I've got so many lines going through the centre. So I'm going to start and I'm going to choose 9 and 1. I said that's the first one I came up with, so I'm going to choose 9 and 1. So I'm going to put 9 and 1 across there. There's another reason why I've put the 9 there, and that is because it's a big number. If it's a big number, you don't want it to be used too many times. If you put it in the circle in the corner, there are 3 lines coming out of there. Whereas if you put it here, there's only 2 lines that are involved. So again, it makes it a little bit easier to deal with the bigger numbers. Now, 9 and 1. This is a big number. These 2 are going to have to be quite small. This is a small number. These 2 numbers will have to be very big. So if we take this side first, if I take my 1 that I've already got there away from 15, I'm left with 14. Now if I look at the numbers that I've got left, obviously I've now put the 9 and the 1 in. There's only one way that I can make a total of 14, and that's my 8 and my 6. So I'm going to put the 8 and the 6 to go with the 1. Okay? Now, when we cross these numbers off, we notice it's getting easier because there's less numbers to choose from. Now I'm going to look at my diagonals, because 6 and 5 makes 11. So if that total needs to be 15, what number do I need to add on to 11? 4. So we've now got 4 going in here. What about if I start on the other diagonal? I've got 8 and I've got 5. 8 add on 5 will give you 13. What more do we need to add on to make the 15? 2. So we now know that 2 will go in that bottom corner. I've only got 2 numbers left. I've got 2 circles empty. All I need to do is look at the 2 rows that they're in. At the top, we've got a 4 and we've got an 8. Okay, start with 8, add on 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many more do I need to make 15? 3. So I've got a 3. Good, it's left. Now, I've only got 1 number left. The number I've got left is 7. Let's check that this is going to work. I've got a 2 and a 6. 6 and 2 makes 8. 8 add 7 is 15. So that's going to work. Let's double check down the middle. 3 and 7 make 10, and 10 and 5 make 15. There we go. So we've managed to put the numbers into the diagram in such a way that we have now got each of the rows, the columns and the diagonals all adding up to 15. So I hope if you didn't manage to get hold of that one, maybe you've got an idea again, as we said with yesterday's puzzle, maybe that's something you can draw out and give to someone else to see if you can get them to solve it for you whilst you know the answer. Okay. Now I said to you, I gave you a riddle this morning, and the riddle was, I have a mouth. No. I have a bed, but I never sleep. And I have a mouth, but I never eat. What am I? And the answer is a river. You have a river bed, but obviously a river doesn't sleep. And when the river gets to the shore, we have the mouth of the river, but it doesn't eat. Okay? Hopefully we got that one. Nice geography based riddle for you today. Same thing again tomorrow. It will be Friday tomorrow, so hopefully you will be well tested by then, so we might be able to give you something just a little bit more complicated, who knows. But until then, goodbye.